Mayweather 15 fights, 16 fights, and so there's kind of like a blueprint there, you know.
Oscar De La Hoya has exposed Floyd Mayweather for mistreating young boxers. The allegations, brought to light by the former champion and current promoter, paint a troubling picture of the practices within Mayweather's training camp. De La Hoya claimed that Mayweather would often push young boxers to their physical limits in a way that bordered on dangerous. Sparring sessions were reportedly excessively brutal, with little regard for the health and safety of the fighters.
I don't care where his followers come from, if they come from ours. The fact is that Ryan's followers are selling this fight. And plus, don't you remember you fought YouTubers? Are you putting YouTubers down? You profited from them. I can't with you, dude.
According to De La Hoya, Mayweather would frequently belittle and humiliate young boxers, undermining their confidence and self-esteem. He alleged that Mayweather's verbal tirades and intimidation tactics created a toxic environment that was detrimental to the fighter's mental health. The allegations have elicited strong reactions from the boxing world. Many have expressed shock and disappointment, given Mayweather's status and influence in the sport. But this is not it. Oscar De La Hoya recently provided additional details about Floyd Mayweather's legal issues with federal authorities. De La Hoya openly criticized other promotional companies, including Mayweather Promotions, as part of his effort to gain the backing of the WBC champion. Floyd Mayweather unexpectedly showed up at a basketball game in May, reigniting doubts about the previously dismissed Dubai hostage rumors. These claims had been brushed off as malicious gossip, but now Oscar De La Hoya has brought the controversy back into the spotlight. Rather than letting it remain a thing of the past, he has decided to level fresh accusations and disclose new information. He casually invited Shakur Stevenson to discuss the possibility of arranging a fight with Golden Boy boxer William Zepeda, or to consider signing with Golden Boy Promotions. Oscar De La Hoya's recent comments subtly alluded to Floyd Mayweather, revealing new information previously unknown to the public. At the same time, Shakur showcased his prowess by decisively defeating Artem Harutyunyan with a unanimous decision, thus defending his World Boxing Council lightweight title. This victory marked Shakur's first title defense since his contentious win over Edwin De Los Santos, a match that had generated significant attention and anticipation regarding Shakur's performance.
I believe absolutely there's an opportunity. It all depends on what I want to offer him. It all depends on what fighters we have on our roster. It all depends on their vision.
Even though Shakur won, his defensive strategy and back foot fighting elicited boos from the crowd. After the fight, Shakur disclosed that he had injured his hand before stepping into the ring. In the later rounds, Stevenson, keen to secure a knockout, tried to create openings with his swift jab. However, Artem stayed focused on defense, enduring Shakur's attacks and lasting until the final bell. As the match drew to a close, some fans exited the stadium early. At the event, while Shakur was explaining that the boos were due to Artem's hesitation to engage, Stevenson made a surprising revelation. He had turned down a $15 million contract offer from Top Rank for 5 fights, expressing a strong desire to explore free agency instead. This decision caught the attention of De La Hoya, who extended an invitation to Stevenson. This happened shortly after William Zepeda's triumph over Giovanni Cabrera, which improved Zepeda's perfect record to 31 wins, with 27 of those victories coming by knockout. Zepeda achieved his 4th straight knockout victory, reinforcing his case for a title match against fellow contender Shakur. In a scenario where making a bold statement is vital, Zepeda rose to the occasion. As the leading contender across all organizations, making an impact is critical, and Zepeda did exactly that. Against Isaac Pitbull Cruz, Cabrera displayed his ungainly fighting style, which caused the bout to end prematurely. Zepeda is now aiming for the global championship after an outstanding victory. "Shakur, let's talk. I'd love to make that call with you," De La Hoya stated, emphasizing the need to make a statement as a top contender across all organizations, which Zepeda did effectively. Cabrera's unconventional style cost him a couple shots, but De La Hoya commended his tenacity. Shakur finds himself in a tough spot, grappling with the chance that a better offer may not come his way. He turned down a $3 million per fight proposal from top-ranked promoters, casting doubt on what they might offer him now. Unless Stevenson lands a deal in Saudi Arabia, it remains uncertain where he'll secure a profitable payout without changing his fighting style.
I could really say something negative, I could really say something positive. But when it's all said and done, Oscar De La Hoya he's not my promoter. He was once an opponent of mine, and we all approach situations in a different way. Rather Tank was to win, or he was to be on the other side and take a loss.
When pitted against major attractions such as Gervonta Davis and Ryan Garcia, Stevenson has the potential to excel, much like he did in the intense fight with Joey Gonzalez. On the other hand, a matchup with Devin Haney, known for a fan-favored style, brings a different challenge. Shakur previously rejected a 25% revenue share to fight Haney at 135 pounds, a choice that may have hurt his reputation and led to his being viewed as a lackluster fighter. This decision also earned him the nickname Shakur Twitter due to backlash against his outspoken comments. Oscar De La Hoya advised Shakur Stevenson to carefully consider joining Floyd Mayweather's promotional team, highlighting the critical nature of this decision. In a recent interview, De La Hoya stressed the pivotal role Stevenson's next career step will play in his future success. Oscar De La Hoya staunchly defends this setting as his perfect environment, claiming that no other entity can match the support we provide. Rumors swirl about other potential suitors vying for his attention, yet their fighters remain inactive. Meanwhile, he continues to dodge federal agents stemming from the Dubai incident. Clearly, De La Hoya's remarks point towards none other than Floyd Mayweather. Following Leonard Ellerby's exit, Jeff Mayweather emerged as the initial voice raising issues about fighters in Mayweather promotions facing insufficient fight opportunities. Jeff Mayweather, Floyd's uncle, provided unique insights into Ellerby's management of the strained relationship between Davis and Mayweather. Speaking exclusively to the Mayweather channel, Jeff Mayweather delved into Ellerby's strategies for handling the tensions between Floyd and Davis. Floyd and Davis have long been at odds, but Floyd has always commended Davis for his professional accomplishment. However, Davis has been the target of Mayweather's taunts since splitting ways with his promotion, which has given rise to speculation that Floyd may be stuck in Dubai. Open rivalry has developed between the parties on social media. Jeff understood the predicament Ellerby was up against, fully grasping the complexity of the situation. He highlighted the common expectation among friends to pick sides, contrasting it with Ellerby's shrewd approach, which Jeff commended as savvy. In contrast, Leonard exhibited his acumen by refraining from choosing sides and maintaining a steadfast focus on his business goals.
Well, I guess I'm surprised because nobody knew what was going on. But to be honest, I'm not really surprised.
I mean, do you think Richard Schaefer would take on this role if he didn't really plan on elevating the promotion?
Well, I think that's his job. So, yeah, he's not going to take it if he's not going to try to do anything with it. And he knows Floyd's value, he knows Floyd's notoriety, so basically he put himself in a good position.
Richard Schaefer is now pondering assuming Ellerby's former role. Originally from Switzerland and starting his career in banking, Schaefer teamed up with Oscar De La Hoya and Golden Promotions from 2000 to 2016. Afterward, he delved into boxing promotions, launching Ringstar Sports and Probellum, each venture yielding diverse results. Leonard Ellerby's recent move into a new position, following his successful promotion of major pay-per-view matches alongside Mayweather, appeared to be a logical step forward, ensuring continued harmony with the former five-division champion. Nevertheless, his departure suggests underlying tensions, possibly linked to the ongoing dispute between Floyd Mayweather and Gervonta Davis. This development raises intriguing inquiries into the impact of this feud on Ellerby's decision to step down. Jeff Mayweather recently shed light on an internal discord that potentially fueled the rift between Floyd Mayweather Jr. and Leonard Ellerby. According to Jeff, a growing number of young fighters at Mayweather Promotions have expressed worries about fewer chances to fight, blaming Ellerby's heightened attention on PBC for neglecting his primary duties. Jeff Mayweather voiced his apprehension regarding the growing reluctance among young fighters to enter competitions. He openly pondered over the uncertain allocation of responsibility for this emerging trend. Mayweather thought that standing with Richard Schaefer would be advantageous, despite his concerns.
I think Leonard is still in a good position, and I don't think that it was any animosity between Floyd and Leonard. I just think that it was just time for him to move on.
With respect to Oscar De La Hoya's second statement about Shakur Stevenson, the invitation to become a member of Mayweather Promotions was sent by Floyd Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather was questioned about the top 5 fighters in the lightweight division, and he replied, "As of right now, The two guys I believe are the biggest punchers at 135 pounds will probably be Gervonta Davis. But the most skillful fighter, hands down, will be Shakur Stevenson. Floyd Mayweather drew parallels between Shakur Stevenson's finesse and Pernell Whitaker's mastery. Whitaker, renowned for his technical prowess rather than knockout power, wielded skills that conquered the sport's elite. As Stevenson's contract nears its conclusion, we aim to join forces, boost his career, and arrange the matches he craves. During the discussion, Floyd addressed the controversial Dubai incident, triggered by a video where Gervonta Davis accused him of plotting an assault. Floyd firmly denied the claims, while Gervonta clarified his stance and articulated his motives. Floyd recently said, "A lot of times they like to compare certain fighters. Then I say certain things, and they say, 'Oh, he's hating.' There's no difference from when I talked about the thing with Gervonta." On the other hand, Shakur Stevenson seems to have avoided Floyd Mayweather, opting instead to join Oscar De La Hoya's camp. Golden Boy's promoter recently reached out to Stevenson, inviting him to start gearing up for a potential match against the highly ranked William Zepeda. De La Hoya expressed his confidence in Zepeda, stating, "He made a statement. That's the bottom line. When you're the #1 contender in every organization, you have to make a statement like that. And that's exactly what he did." Zepeda, undefeated with an impressive 31-0 record and 27 knockouts to his name, swiftly dispatched Giovanni Cabrera last Saturday. Their bout culminated in the third round with a decisive body shot, headlining the DAZN main event at Ontario's Toyota Center. In the aftermath of Zepeda's latest triumph, De La Hoya is now eyeing a potential world title fight for him against either Shakur Stevenson or WBO lightweight champion Denis Berinchyk later this year. While De La Hoya leans towards viewing Berinchyk as a less daunting opponent, he remains open to negotiations with Stevenson.
So, it'll be interesting to see.
To sign him or to make a fight?
To sign him. I would love to figure out a way to work with him. I think he's a very talented fighter.
Stevenson's recent bout with Artem Harutyunyan exposed certain weaknesses, suggesting challenges ahead, especially if he were to confront Zepeda, famed for his unyielding assaults. His offensive repertoire, lacking since his amateur career, remains a focal point of scrutiny despite his impeccable defensive prowess. Stevenson's strategy often relies on scoring with light punches, echoing his amateur roots rather than evolving into a more aggressive style. In the bout against Cabrera, Zepeda initially eased into the fight, scarcely throwing punches through the first 2 rounds. Yet, by the third round, he surged with a sudden torrent of blows that overwhelmed Cabrera, leaving him unable to defend or retaliate effectively. Should Shakur face a fighter akin to Zepeda, known for his relentless body assaults, it could pose a significant challenge, potentially limiting Shakur's agility and defensive prowess. De La Hoya said about his interest in setting up a fight between Shakur Stevenson and William Zepeda. Cabrera is very awkward, as we saw with Pitbull Cruz, where he took him the distance. I think this win for Zepeda was excellent. And now we go for the world title. Shakur, give me a call. I would love to make a call with you. On Thursday, Shakur began his adventure as a free agent. He took part in a Zoom conference with Oscar De La Hoya of Golden Boy Promotions in the afternoon. I believe there's absolutely an opportunity to sign Stevenson, De La Hoya told Boxing Scene at the news conference formally announcing Golden Boy's AUG. Against the 10 Mandalay Bay show, undefeated junior middleweight Virgil Ortiz Jr. will take against WBC interim 154-pound champion Serhiy Bohachuk. De La Hoya added, "It all depends on what I want to offer for Stevenson. It all depends on what fighters we have on our roster. It all depends on their vision. I promoted Floyd Mayweather for 16 fights, so there's a blueprint there. Stevenson needs opponents. He needs the right names. He needs William Zepeda." World champions have avoided Zepeda of Mexico, a Golden Boy boxer who shares similarities with Ortiz. Following the meeting with Stevenson, De La Hoya posted on X, "Had a great meeting with Shakur Stevenson representatives. William Zepeda will only fight him if Shakur is signed to Golden Boy Boxing." Earlier in the day, De La Hoya said bluntly that his intention for Thursday's call with Stevenson was to sign him. "He's a great talent. I would love to work with him. He's a great fighter. Shakur needs some good dancing partners. He reminds me of Mayweather. I had every single opponent for Mayweather, following their own 2007 clash that then stood as the most lucrative pay-per-view fight in history." He further added, "We found them all, and Mayweather became Mayweather." Shakur is in a similar situation. If we have the right opponents, we can build a new Mayweather. Mayweather's emergence as a contender against De La Hoya and Eddie Hearn of Matchroom for Stevenson's representation could set the stage for a significant rivalry. Richard Schaefer, newly at the helm of Mayweather Promotions, remains silent on the matter for now. Stevenson and Mayweather both excel in technical prowess and agile movements in the ring. Yet, Mayweather embraced the role of antagonist, flaunting wealth and arrogance, drawing a large audience eager to see his downfall. Stevenson now appears to be following a similar path on social media. Amidst mounting criticism for consecutive lackluster performances that have seen fans walk out of arenas in frustration, he finds himself in dire need of a dynamic heavy hitter such as Zepeda to inject some much-needed excitement into his fights. This necessity becomes even more pronounced with lightweight champions Gervonta, Tank Davis, and Vasily Lomachenko eyeing a potential title unification by year's end. De La Hoya said, "Stevenson's a tremendous talent, probably one of the best top 3 guys out there in the world, seriously, and he's still young. But I'm not sure what his market value is, and that's what's making it a little difficult." Lomachenko's upcoming trip to the United States aims to update on the Davis negotiations and confirm his stance on finalizing the deal. Meanwhile, Bob Arum's Top Rank, who previously promoted Stevenson, is actively pursuing various avenues for their newly crowned WBO lightweight champion, Denise Baranchik. De La Hoya added, "It doesn't help when Shakur tells the world, 'I don't fight for the people, I fight for me.' Well, you've got to fight for the fans. The fans pay you. The fans buy the tickets, buy the pay-per-views. Regardless, I think Shakur is one of the best fighters out there. If it makes sense for us, then I'm sure we can work something out." Before their meeting, De La Hoya said he would advise Stevenson by saying, "Take a look at your career the last 3 to 4 fights and put a realistic value on that. Don't overprice or underprice yourself. Really be honest and ask, what am I really worth? Who do I really want to go with to progress my career the right way?" He went on to add, "He has a lot of thinking to do, not just signing with a promoter, but looking at the details. What team can really help you to elevate to superstar status? He's a fighter who deserves to make a lot of money, more than he's making now, but it starts with him." In Shakur Stevenson's quest to silence critics clamoring for a match with the spirited Mexican fighter William Zepeda, the journey unfolds with intrigue. Could teaming up with Oscar De La Hoya be the key? The Golden Boy exudes optimism, confident that his team can elevate the Newark Southpaw to the heights of Floyd Mayweather Jr. Recently, Stevenson and Zepeda each clinched victories on the same day, albeit in separate arenas, adding to the drama of their parallel paths. The lightweight champion clinched another victory, successfully defending his title against Artem Harutyunyan, while the Mexican contender impressed with a dominant win over Giovanni Cabrera, staying true to his signature style. What's next in store? Stevenson eyes a unification clash with either Gervonta Davis or Vasily Lomachenko as his next logical move. Meanwhile, Zepeda sets his sights on his maiden championship, with Shakur Stevenson emerging as his prime target. De La Hoya has been dropping hints about possible matchups for quite some time. As Stevenson enjoys his status as a free agent, he has become a coveted figure, attracting attention from promoters even abroad, including Eddie Hearn from England, alongside the ever-ambitious Golden Boy himself. The recent buzz surrounding the Zepeda fight has already sparked lively debates among fans. Now, let's delve into what the Olympic gold medalist had to share. Oscar De La Hoya recently engaged in a candid conversation with Marcos Villegas of Fight Hub TV. He pressed for time due to upcoming obligations and was prompted by Villegas to share insights on Shakur Stevenson.
I strongly feel that Shakur needs some good dancing. I think Shakur is in a similar situation where if we have the right opponents, we can build another Mayweather, but you need the right opponents.
Villegas, noticing the lack of promotional backing for the WBC lightweight champion, asked whether De La Hoya had reached out about a potential bout with William Zepeda. To everyone's surprise, the former world champion announced plans for a Zoom meeting with Stevenson and his team. Oscar De La Hoya strongly believed that Shakur Stevenson was at a similar stage in his career. To reach Mayweather Jr.'s level, he just needs the right opponent. Yet, it seems fans can still expect some surprising twists ahead. De La Hoya likely understands that Shakur Stevenson's popularity could wane following a loss to Zepeda. Why then entertain the idea of signing Stevenson? Perhaps the Golden Boy promoter envisions him as a potential steadfast champion, should he triumph. Victory could enable Cameron to pursue more matches against top contenders, paving the way for a notable resurgence and the opportunity for greater earnings in the future.
And unfortunately, Top Rank didn't have the right opponents for Shakur. I believe that's one of the reasons why, the relationship didn't work out at the end. But obviously, Top Rank did an amazing job. But yeah, I'm going to listen to him, see what he has to say. And
According to De La Hoya, he must evaluate Shakur's marketability and match him with appropriate opponents. Golden Boy currently has #1 ranked William Zepeda in their stable, but finding another suitable opponent who can attract fans for Shakur is challenging. Moreover, if De La Hoya manages to secure a 4 or 5 fight contract with Stevenson and he loses to Zepeda in his debut bout, it could greatly harm his market appeal. Such a result would be a major setback for both De La Hoya and Stevenson if he were to be defeated by Zepeda. Oscar couldn't move past his mistake until his contract with Shakur ended. De La Hoya steered Floyd Mayweather Jr. through 15 to 16 fights in his career, grasping the crucial role of choosing suitable opponents to foster a fighter's development. De La Hoya is contemplating a fight between Shakur and Zepeda, but the plan could fail if he doesn't lock in Shakur for just one match. Even if Shakur were to lose to Zepeda, Golden Boy stands to gain. Zepeda's popularity would soar, potentially overshadowing Shakur's career in the larger context.
makes sense for us because obviously we're not in the game of losing money. We're not in the game of overpaying. We're not in the game of changing the whole market around just for one fighter. It all depends on him if he sells or not.
To maintain his winning streak, Shakur should square off against opponents akin to Artem Harutyunyan, with whom he excels. He thrives against fighters of similar caliber, unlike heavy hitters or aggressive pressure fighters. Shakur faces a challenge in demonstrating the dominance required to stand out as a top contender at 135 pounds. Unlike his performances in lower weight classes like 126 and 130, he seems less formidable in this division, a fact highlighted in recent bouts against Harutyunyan and Edwin de los Santos. If Shakur were to face Zepeda, he would likely fall short. The same result would follow against Gervonta Davis, Floyd Schofield, or Abdullah Mason. Even Frank Martin presents a formidable challenge to Shakur, given his blend of power and relentless pressure. Mayweather, in contrast, faced a different narrative. De La Hoya, undeterred by Mayweather's defeat, matched him against formidable opponents. He cannot afford to take that risk with Shakur. He would likely lose. De los Santos nearly defeated him, with one judge scoring the bout accurately, giving Shakur a narrow 113 victory, illustrating the closeness of the match. There are several lightweight fighters more skilled than De Los Santos who could potentially defeat or outmatch Shakur quite easily.
They're not. And you know, a fighter like Shakur is kind of in the middle, caught in the middle of a rock and a hard place because he's a tremendous talent, but I keep hearing whispers that he doesn't sell.
Shakur is anticipated to garner substantial viewership in his upcoming bout against Zepeda, and a potential showdown with Tank Davis could also generate significant attention. Nonetheless, there's a possibility that he might not emerge victorious in either match, which could necessitate a sequence of less challenging fights to regain momentum. Should he need to rebuild following a loss, it could potentially impact both his marketability and DAZN's interests negatively. De La Hoya's smart move would be to sign Shakur to a one-fight contract under specific terms, pitting him in a high-stakes bout against William Zepeda. If Shakur fails to win, it would be prudent to part ways without further obligations.
So I'll get to the bottom of it. I'll have a Zoom call at 3 p.m. and then we'll take it from there.
Shakur Stevenson's pursuit of a showdown with Gervonta Davis remains distant, yet speculation buzzes about X. During recent debates, fans pondered the likelihood of this clash. Many shrugged off the prospect, claiming fights with Stevenson lacked excitement. Critiques surfaced about his penchant for verbal bravado, often receding when faced with formidable opponents. To this, Stevenson responded stating, "You just haven't watched enough of me, stupid." Criticism continued to pour in for the Newark native. Fans weren't holding back, branding Stevenson as a lackluster fighter, especially after his recent match with De Los Santos. This seemed to ignite Stevenson's ire, prompting him to challenge his detractors with an open bet. He wrote back, "Tell your favorite fighter to fight me and bet your house on it. You are going to lose it all." Shakur Stevenson seems poised to advance his career by challenging William Zepeda, but there's a catch. Gervonta Davis needs to finish his fight with Vasyl Lomachenko first. Recently, the Newark native came under scrutiny, following his somewhat uneventful unanimous decision win over Artem Harutyunyan last weekend. Despite clinching the win, Stevenson failed to fully capture the fans' admiration in his bout against Harutyunyan. It seems he now stands at a crossroads in his career, where triumphing over formidable adversaries is imperative to uphold his esteemed status. In a candid conversation with Najee of Cigar Talk, Stevenson disclosed his plans to pursue Zepeda, the reigning top lightweight across all 4 major boxing organizations, in his upcoming ring endeavor. As Najee contemplated Stevenson's career path, the Newark defense expert interjected with a pressing question: "Where's William Zepeda?" Stevenson, visibly frustrated, voiced his concerns about Zepeda's opponents not challenging him, emphasizing his superiority in skill. Intrigued, Najee probed further, asking if a matchup with Sugar was what Stevenson really desired. Confidently, Shakur Stevenson countered, questioning why he couldn't aim for tougher challenges, especially if Tank was considering Lomachenko, highlighting the uncertainty about the fight's difficulty.
Where is William Zepeda? Bro, where is he?
That's the fight we need.
We're going to keep hyping him up to fight these guys that he's stopping in 3-4 rounds because he's throwing volume and non-stop punching. These dudes ain't in the shape that I be in. Like, come on, bro.
Is that the one you want? Because as a fan, that's the one I want to see. Somebody who will come forward, non-stop punches at you, all that.
If Tank going to go fight Lomachenko, why can't I go fight the harder, maybe the harder fight? We don't know.
Yeah.
But maybe the harder fight just because William Zepeda volume and how much punches he actually throws. Where is he at?
Make sure to check out some of our other videos on the screen if you enjoyed this one.